Holy crap. Day 37 of the World Cup 2026. Copa das Copas! Oh, 2 nights before the final, in which immortals are made. 1 night before the big one. 3rd place game, who's ready? It is a big one, right, Will?
It is. I would just like to say at this time, Vamos Argentina. Come on.
Vive la France!
No, you see, no, nothing at all.
Anyone here for England? England, France, bit of history between these teams. Aren't we always, in a way, just relitigating the Napoleonic War at 1793 to 1815, Ro?
It's why we watch, Rog. I think about nothing but the Napoleonic Wars.
And we are blessed to be in New York City! Home at last, Ro. Home, well, at least for me, baby. Home being the Ultra Pitchside Club, New York City, beers in the air.
There's a real vibe here. There's a real vibe going on here.
I genuinely wish this was my home. I am moving into a home made purely of Michelob ULTRA for a magical show presented by our friends at Michelob ULTRA. I am currently 73% made up of Michelob ULTRA, and life is good. We've got Michael Strahan joining us in a moment. Oh, a man who does everything annoyingly well. Save some jobs for the rest of us, right?
Absolutely.
And I'm here with a very good-looking audience. You give yourself some applause. How you doing, New York City? My mayor's Muslim, my bagel's Jewish, my Christian Dior, Lionel Messi and 4.
They didn't like the last line.
Huh?
They didn't like the last line.
I'm working on it. I'm working on it, baby. I want to say hello to my World Cup wife. It's Rory Smith. Ro, how are you New Yorking? This place is currently the epicenter of all world football.
I like it more when it's not like a post-apocalyptic wasteland with all the smoke in the sky. It's better when the sun isn't orange. That's my view.
You've come at a great time. It's always like this. Let me show you the mood in New York City after Argentina beat England 2-1 in the semi-final on Wednesday. It's like a giant South American episode of Side Talk. I don't know how you say bing bong in Spanish, but that is pretty bloody close. My favorite New York moment of the entire World Cup, let's look at this. Erling Haaland discovers Katz's Deli.
What I liked about this is he's the only person in the world who is big enough to eat one of their sandwiches.
It's like watching meat eat meat or respect meat. By the way, 2 biggest challenges that Erling Haaland faced in this World Cup. One was Alexander Sorloth's decision-making skills, and the other was trying to down that in 1 bite from Katz's. A lot of people watching this stream at home. It is a joy to have you. At New York Knicks in 5 in the YouTube chat says, I love his raccoon, but I wish he'd taken a rat home from the New York subway. Amen, baby. Look at New York people cheering your rats. Oh, but let's get to it very quickly. 102 games down, but who's counting, Raw? Doesn't feel like 102, does it?
No, it feels both fewer and much, much more.
Oh, mate, it feels like it was years ago this began, but now there's just 2 teams left standing. We should touch upon this moment. Argentina, Spain, your reigning World Cup champions, and your 2-time reigning Copa American champions versus the European champions. We have order against chaos. We have the emotional against the rational. We got the patriarch, Lionel Messi, against the biblical successor, Lamine Yamal. One of those men has seen the other man's down belows. And I'm not telling you which way that goes. Look, we are blessed, Raw. I don't like to be hyperbolic, but this game feels like the end of days. We're blessed.
It's science against superstition. It's the ultimate team against the ultimate player, the best player who has ever played the game. Probably the last time he ever wears that jersey. This is the last of Messi in a jersey that's not pink. It feels like, it's amazing it's the first time the European champions and South American champions have ever met in a World Cup final. It does feel genuinely seismic.
I mean, we are watching, I don't like to be hyperbolic, it is mythos, hagiography, Argentina, tournament high 19 goals. What is incredible, a full dozen of them have come after the 75th minute. They haven't led a single elimination game inside 90 minutes. They've won all 4 in knockout, in extra time. It's like the Red Sox needing to be 3-0 down to come back. I'm not saying it was against the Yankees because it's a home crowd. But it is. It's almost like an ineffable dark magic.
They're a BDSM team, Rog. They need to feel pain to feel alive. It's BDSM Argentina. They need to stare into the abyss. They need that little jolt of electricity that it might all be over. And against England, more than against Egypt, you saw as soon as Gordon scored, the Argentinians thought, right, we know what we do now. And what they did in the next 40 minutes was genuinely amazing.
Spain, though, they're not England. They're not Egypt. They're not emotional. The team, they're an idea of football that's almost platonic. They're so close to perfection. I mean, look how they smothered and covered France, which was shocking to the world, but not to them. You know, they've conceded once all tournament. I think it's a World Cup record as it stands, and that was with fewer games. If you think about it, the World Cup final is meant to feature Tom Cruise, Madonna, Shakira, but the real star that everyone's looking for is this dude. Tear for Kane. I mean, this man is like a 3-year-old Aura King. I mean, he has 30 pounds of Aura Raw. I mean, when he can tie his shoes on his own, I believe football is over. Spain coach Luis de la Fuente said, France was one of the best teams in the world, but they came up against the best team. We're feeling unbeatable. What would it take to break down this Spanish team, let alone win against them, which is something nobody's done in 37 games?
Yeah, I think what would worry me if I was Spanish is the fact that Argentina can't hurt them, but Argentina couldn't hurt England. Argentina looked at one point like they couldn't hurt Egypt. You can't play through Spain, you can't get behind them, you can't get over them. They are incredibly well designed, really well built. But Argentina have this ineffable quality. And I think the way you beat Spain at this stage is probably magic. And there's only one team in the world that has magic, and they're playing them in the final.
It is a divine magic. It's honestly the most rational explanation for what we've been witnessing. And there's nobody that embodies it more than Lionel Messi. It is incredible to think.
Oh, so we like Messi, do we? We like Messi. No? No. Okay.
I mean, honestly, if you are tired of that little man, you are tired of life. He looks like he's just wandered out of your local Supercuts. He looks as cuddly as a little Ewok. But when he gets in the final third of a football field, he just pulls a prison shiv out of a cavity, sticks it between his teeth, and he turns into an unstoppable berserker.
Well, not only on Wednesday did he orchestrate England's destruction, he also found time to create the perfect impression of Robert De Niro in any gangster movie. He can do it all.
Scoring all the goals, assisting all the crosses, giving the world the best memes. And it's incredible to think that man retired from international football in 2018, and he had just 6 World Cup goals total. That was it. That was who he was. That was how he was going to leave the game. And then he came back, and he went bloody supernova. Scored 7, assisted 3 in 2022. This time round, 8 goals, 4 assists. I mean, just think how many he's going to score in 2030. Ultimately, what he's doing is like watching Tom Brady say to the Bucks, we just won the Super Bowl, let's go again. Tiger Woods, we won the Masters in 2019, let's go back to back. Future civilizations will study this man. We are getting to watch him with our own eyes, Raw.
It's a privilege. Every time you see him play is a privilege. I did a thing last night, and we were talking about how for 20 or 30 years, the shadow of Maradona hung over every Argentinian player. That everyone was the next Maradona, and they were never the next Maradona. Ariel Ortega, all these players who look really talented. We will still be talking about finding the next Messi in 100 years' time. That we are, whether you like Argentina or not, we are really privileged to have lived through Messi.
It's Christian Pulisic erasure, am I right? I love this man. I love this man. Sir, I'm going to give you all the Michelobs, but it's time. I have a prophetic orb of wonder. This allows us to predict the future. Raw, tell us how this game is going to go. First of all, who's going to be the superior player of the match?
I mean, it's going to sound really predictable given everything I've just said, but I normally will predict the thing I don't want to happen so that if I'm not happy, I at least look clever. But I think this is Messi. This is all about, the whole tournament has been about Messi. It's his story. So I'm going to say Lionel Messi.
I'm going to go the other gentleman who's been utterly prolific, utterly potent, almost unstoppable. But he's only played 9 minutes. I see this game being all about Mikel Merino wobbling on for the last 3 minutes. The game is in the balance. It's in the balance no more. This is going to be known as the Mikel Merino final. The goal he bundles home off his gonads on the goal line is going to be nationally ecstatic.
I mean, I admire Mikel Merino, but you can't possibly have a Mikel Merino World Cup final. At least make it Lamine. I'll accept it if Lamine is the man of the match, the player of the match, and it feels like a torch being passed. And then at the end, they both get in the bath together. That's the only other way that I
was going to say, wait till you find out who gave him a bath at 6 months old. They will blow your mind. By the way, that bath photo, is it not like finding out that Peyton Manning bathed Patrick Mahomes when he was 6 months old or something? It is biblically ecstatic. It's time, though. Who's going to win it all? Best offense versus best defense, as we say in America. What'll the score be?
I think Spain will take the lead early in the second half, and they'll look really comfortable.
No.
And then the universe will twinkle.
Yeah.
No one will understand it, and Argentina will win 2-1. Which is not a popular call, but have you not been paying attention? This is how World Cup games finish.
I think it's going to be a humdinger. I think Spain do not make the mistake of taking the lead. I think it'll be 2-2 very late, and then Spain will score in the 97th minute, and there won't be time for any Messi magic. Follow Michelob ULTRA all tournament long to find out if your favourite player, Mikel Merino, for instance, wins the Superior Player of the Match trophy. Can we hear it for the trophy? I'm making it look very light. It's incredibly heavy. I'm just making it look effortless. Remember, vote for the standout performer in the big one, the third place game. Raw, in a moment, we're going to bring our guest on. But first, quick word on the game everyone's waiting for. Am I right? The third place game! Oh my God, it'll take place in Miami tomorrow. Everyone keeps playing at the game that no one wants to play in, which I just love, including Czech's notes, this guy. Thomas Tuchel. He said today, quote, "None of our players or none of the French players want to play in this match." He's always be selling, Thomas. The French team taking a slightly different tack. The manager, Didier Deschamps, preparing for his final game after 14 years in charge. He says there's a third place to go and seek. We have that duty in relation to what this jersey represents, in relation to what all the people in our nation need. They are behind the French team. I think those are just words. The prospect of this game could not feel worse if it was a 90-minute hydration break, Raw. Why do they do this?
It is kind of the hydration break of the World Cup, isn't it, the third place playoff? That's what it is.
Why do they do it?
It's to sell adverts, I presume. That's why they do everything these days. No, they just used to do it. A bronze medal is a good thing. Like, if you come third in something in the world, that's
not
amazing.
In America. Not in America. It's not how it works.
I can't be doing with this brutalist approach to sports. Third place is good. Imagine being the third best anything. Imagine if we were the third best podcast in the world. That'd be amazing.
Bite your arm off.
Exactly.
Bite your arm off.
Exactly. It's a podium finish.
Alex Jones, number one. Right?
Obviously.
Alex Jones, number two.
No.
None of us, baby. We're coming for you, Jones, you madman. It is so hard for these players. They've just had their hearts broken, their childhood's dreams crushed, and then they have to run round energy-sapping weather in Miami. One pass.
Suitable punishment for France not turning up against Spain and England completely bottling it against Argentina.
At South Floridian Raking says they should just make it like the MTV Rock and Jock and let the celebs pray. Timothy Chalamet captaining France.
He should be manager like he is of that three-a-side team. got his hands full.
Which genuinely was probably arguably Jude Bellingham's chef's kiss performance. England, alive, barely, autopsy at the same time, going on the corpse. The exhaustion of the Premier League, the exhaustion of the Azteca, extra time in Miami against Norway, shadowing gauntlet they went through. But there's also Thomas Tuchel, a man who brought the German mentality to English football, but instead he actually became more English than the English and became an enormous loser. Or that was a real transformation. That siege mentality, it worked against Mexico, it worked against Norway. The Romans called it testudo, shields up, a big Dan Burnsing. But the English tabloids are eviscerating that man right now. I mean, they're talking about cowardice, failure, inept. Where do you attribute the fault? What percentage is on him? Can he survive?
So in England, he's now a sex symbol. Where do we stand on this? I can't work it out. I mean, he's got something. Do you know what I mean?
He looks like he could be my son.
I've met your children. He doesn't like you to be one of your children. I think the problem is, what actually happened was Argentina lifted it to a level that England couldn't cope with. I think Tuchel made... It's really funny. He kind of made all these substitutions that were throwing on central defenders, and then he said that actually they were really attacking, which is a bit of a stretch. It's very... All of these tanks are meant to be here in Baghdad. Like, there's that sort of element to it. I think a lot of it is Tuchel's tactical choices. I think he thought the Mexico playbook would work, but he didn't ask those players to boot the ball clear and not try and pass it. They completed 2 passes in 18 minutes at one point. That's not on Tuchel. But the thing is, he's given England what it wants from a World Cup. Everyone in England is so happy. Just we're doing what we're best at in the world, finger pointing. We love attributing blame. The tabloids are delighted. This is what they dream of. They've got they've not even started yet. Like, they've done the first 2 days of inquest. There's another week at least to come.
I mean, I've got to tell you, I was on First Take this morning, and I was describing how this is almost the perfect outcome, giving English people a sense of noble failure. Like, they wouldn't know what to do with winning. They do need that kind of losing. And one of the guys was like, that feels like the Knicks 3 months ago. What you guys have lived in New York does give a glimmer of hope that one day, Raw, the English can have happiness too. I've got to tell you, everyone can feel it, apart from Cleveland Browns fans.
Law of averages, England will win the Euros in 2028. They're a major nation. Getting to the semis is really good. They might come third, Rog. Imagine the pride in coming third. Give them a bus parade.
I think the New York Jets have to win before England can win something, so there may be some time. Are Jets going to win a Super Bowl? Or England? Who's going to win for England the World Cup? Jets to win a Super Bowl. My God, I've never seen so many Jets fans just look at me and be like, you're a sad, sad panderer. For France, my Lord, one of the greatest, most beautiful teams never to win the World Cup. Netherlands, 1974. Brazil, 1982. Now France, 2026. I think what did them in was an inability to tactically adjust in-game. They were lost, but that Spanish midfield crushed them. But Ryan Cherky hinted at the real problem post-game. He said their journey had been such a cruise, so friction-free, that when they were punched, they didn't know how to summon a fight. These were his words. Maybe when it's too easy, we think we're above the rabble.
I think that's really interesting that he said that. It's hard not to agree with him, to be honest. They did look like they didn't really know how to respond when Spain didn't bow down before their amazing individual talent. They seemed kind of lost in that second half, that you thought Elise or Mbappe or Dembele would step up and deliver them, as they had done. But I think Spain had too much quality, and France didn't really have what Jim Ross used to call testicular fortitude to get through it, ultimately. They looked baffled by the idea that a team might beat them.
Right, the team would stand up, confront them, and undermine their everything. By the way, this was still Cherky's best moment at the World Cup. Doesn't that feel like it was years ago?
Is that from this tournament, or is that from Euro 2018? I can't remember.
He's aged. And so have we.
We've all aged, Rog.
I expect tomorrow we're going to see a ton of moments for Kobbie Mainoo, aforementioned awkward stander Ryan Cherky. But the real story, very quickly, Golden Boot race. Big boys going all out. Messi, Kylian Mbappe tied on 8 goals each. Messi edging the assist tiebreakers. It stands Erling Haaland on 7. Cannot win. He's back home with his raccoon. The two of them just talking away. Tear it for squirreling Haaland. Norway went out in the quarters. He's out there. Jude Bellingham, Harry Kane each have 6. Is this third place game just going to be a lot of stat padding?
Oh, this is a Kylian Mbappe stat padding exercise, this third place game. He will play, and he will regard it as kind of the purpose of the match, not to finish third, but for him to score as many goals as possible. So we may well end up at the end of the tournament with potentially Argentina winning and Mbappe as the golden boot, which feels maybe appropriate. I suppose he has got a reason to play tomorrow.
Let's get a prediction, Rory.
For the third place game? It's just 2 tenths. It means so much. I don't know what to say. France will win 3-1 and Mbappe will score a hat-trick. Jordan Henderson will score for England and then immediately fall off another advertising hoarding.
We just ran a poll in the chat. They think Lionel Messi will win the Golden Boot, 42%. Erling Haaland, 40%. Those people are deluded. Kane Lamal is going to be the winner of the Golden Boot with 14%. Adam Samwick says, today I tried walking for 65% of my work day and standing still for 25. I just about lost my job and respectability and credibility. It works for Lionel Messi. How does that work?
Well, surely that depends on what your job is. I think if you're like a doctor, it's maybe not ideal, but there's plenty of jobs where you could walk for 65% of the time. It's the standing still that I find amazing.
I mean, it's amazing.
The fact that he's just not moving. He's just kind of, just doing that. I can't do it, but
standing like an L.
The De Niro face. His De Niro face. Just thinking, right, got to sort this out again, these people.
It is that 12% that he does his thing that makes him utterly magic. I think that game's going to be England 17, France 15. It's going to be all-star rules, baby, no D. And it's going to be utterly magnificent. I think it's time to bring on our guest. Are we ready for some Strahan action? It's time to bring up an NFL Hall of Famer, Hollywood Walk Hall of Famer, 15 seasons as the defensive end for the New York Giants, Super Bowl ring, second act arguably even more impressive than the 15 years that he spent on the gridiron, multiple Emmy winner, Peabody Award winner, author, lifestyle brand proprietor, Fox football analyst, and co-host of the magnificent Good Morning America. One of the most versatile talents in our nation. A man with a smile, I like to believe, can actually cause world peace. In many ways, he embodies everything that's great about our city of New York. Please be upstanding and welcome the mighty Michael Strahan.
What's up? Do I have to leave this here or can I hold it?
You can do whatever you want. You're Michael Strahan.
I'm gonna hold it. The people got me excited. Thanks for being here, waking me up. Let's go.
Say hello to your people, Michael Strahan. Say hello to New York.
Hello, people. Who's had too much to drink already? Well, keep drinking. We sound better. All right.
Michael Strahan, it is so lovely to be with you. You have experienced World Cup wonder before. I know you're a military gentleman, moved to Mannheim, Germany, age 9. The World Cup was on. It blew your mind. You talked about how crazy, how insane that one was. How's this one in your own now adopted city of New York? How's it compared?
I remember being a kid in Germany, I think it was 1986. They won the World Cup.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize how big it was until I was there because the whole country, people went crazy for about 6 months. Yeah. I'm the one with the smallest afro on this side. Can't see the gap with the old pictures, but yeah, it was absolutely insane. The country went crazy, and that's when I realized just how big it was, and I followed it ever since. And I think that the one that's been here, this one's been great because it is almost, I've seen so much pride in everybody in their country and their history, and they've been able to show it. It's like, don't hold back. Hell, you want to roll, you roll. You want to dance, you dance. You want to do whatever you do it. You show your pride in your country. This World Cup has been really, really incredible, and I'm lucky and happy it's in New York for part of it, and the finals are here, that I can go and be a part of that.
New York City has been taken over this past 39 days. It started with Knicks level energy.
Yeah.
And then the world has come and met that and extended it. It's felt like a month-long party in Times Square. I mean, these scenes are really beautiful. We needed this kind of joy, the world just loving us loving the world. It's been essentially just one giant watch party. What's it been the highlight of your month-long welcome in the world?
Well, I think look at that. How incredible is that? Yeah. I mean, that right there made traffic so much nicer here in New York City. Wow, how incredible. But, I just love the fact that people here, and they're here, and it's not like with the Knicks, people had to go to work, then they go cheer for the Knicks, you wait a few days for games. Here, it's like people always have something to cheer for because they're the game after game after game, a different country. Half the people aren't working. They're just out enjoying it, and during the day, and then that night, they're even crazier. And the games were on at all different times. The bars were packed, the energy in the streets. So, yeah, this is like if you took the Knicks energy and you made it 24/7 for a month or so. Yeah, that's what it's like. It's nothing like it. But I hope that people here in the States, through this experience, have a better appreciation for the sport, have a better appreciation for their country, take pride and also respect the pride that other people have in their countries as well.
Amen.
I think if you think back to your experiences in Germany, that's what gets you. It's the scale of it. It's how it moves people to cross borders, to come and pretend to be Vikings, for Scots in day-to-day life do not wear kilts. That's not a thing that happens. But I think that is what will hook so many people to the sport, is what you noticed in Germany, which is that the world does kind of stop for the World Cup.
Yeah, the world stops. I mean, playing here with the Giants for 15 years, winning the Super Bowl, it stops. But you have your moment. But I can imagine, but if you're a Giants fan, it's one thing. But you can be a Cowboy fan. You can be a fan of all the teams in the league. What if there was only one team for the entire country? That's what the World Cup is. I wish that the U.S. team could get a little bit better and work and give us a little bit something more. But I think that maybe this will inspire a lot of these young kids. I'm watching some video the other day of these European guys, man, and they're just kicking the ball. I think it was Henry and Zlatan, and they were just doing a commercial break.
I'll be candid, they're not just any old European guys.
Yeah. But it was a commercial break, and these guys are kicking the ball on the neck, throwing it back, get with the ball right here. I'm incredible. I wanted to play at that point, and I'm too old. But I hope this inspires kids in our country to go, yo, you know what? We want to be on the level. We want to see what we're seeing with Argentina and with Spain. And I'm a big England fan from my boy Harry Kane. So I am like, I'm all in this, man. I was a little disappointed the other day, though. I wanted England in so bad.
Football always finds a way to disappoint you in every regard. I do love what you've said about the 24/7 reality of this World Cup, because the thing I loved and realized football was going to catch on in America was when I realized it gave so many Americans the chance to, and an excuse to daytime drink. Cut the work, and find out the real pleasure of being a football fan, which is to stand with thousands of strangers and throw beers into the air when your team scores, which is the purest feeling in the world. But you've mentioned it. You have a really profound relationship with Harry Kane. I think it started through golf, but you've built on it. You're now business partners and real friends. What's he like off the field, and what drew the two of you together? There you are.
Well, I can tell you this. A lot of these people don't need an excuse to day drink. Let's start off with that. You know, you guys have been here long enough doing this in this heat to know it. You know what? Harry and I met in the spot where we go for vacation, and we just hit it off because he is honestly off. I see him on the field, on the pitch. He scores, and he's like, he's doing all that. He's never like that. He is the most calm, nicest, sweetest family man that you will ever be around. And that's what I love about Harry. He's consistently an incredibly great dude. And his golf game is about as good as his soccer game or his football game. And I love playing golf with him, and I love hanging out with him. And after each round of each game, I'm texting him, and he gets right back. When they won in Mexico, I was like, dude. And he texted me back, yeah, what the hell was that game, Michael? I said, I don't know. He said, oh, I said, well, I'm pretty sure. He said, we're in Kansas now. They went to Kansas. I said, I'm pretty sure you're happy to be at that altitude. He's like, yeah, I'm excited to breathe real air. So, but he is just such a good human being, and that's why we had a relationship that we have.
It was on your show that he first talked publicly about his dream, his real dream, of becoming an NFL kicker.
Yeah.
What did you say to him, and what do you really think is possible for that leg? He's got to lose the sketches, huh?
Well, his dream is when he says when he's done with football, he'll come over, he could be an NFL kicker. I believe he could do it because his calf muscles are as big as his thigh muscles, man. And when you're playing golf, like he really jumped into it, hit the ball a mile. I believe he could do it, and he's smart. He picked the kicker. Kickers really don't get hit. Yeah. So that's a brilliant position for Harry. So I feel when he retires from soccer, if someone wants to get a guy they know is going to give you everything they got and give you a good chance of kicking a 70-yard field goal, pick Harry Kane. I nominate the New York Giants to take Harry Kane.
By the way, at England Forever in the chat says, Michael, is it true that Robin Roberts and Terry Bradshaw are doing keepy-uppies on set during the commercials?
They're doing what?
The keepy-uppies like Zlatan and Henry.
Robin Roberts and Terry Bradshaw?
Yeah.
You know what? If that were the case, they wouldn't be there when we came back from a commercial break. They'd be at the hospital. I don't think they're going to make it through all of that.
That will be the moment when America becomes a proper football nation. Look, we spent a lot of time, you mentioned Zlatan, Thierry Henry, watching these footballers take over television hosting roles. Lexi Lalas, what is the most difficult part of transitioning from player to TV? You know, how do you think you've had such an easy success? Because it is, you make it look easy. It's bloody difficult what you do, man.
Well, you got to be real willing to not be good. You have to be willing to fail. You have to be willing to have another first day. Everybody has a new first day at work. But when you're successful in one thing, you are kind of afraid to have another first day when you don't look great at something. And you can't have an ego about that. And the hardest thing about being on TV is being yourself with a camera on you. Most people can't do it. Guys want to be too cool. They want like, oh, you know, I'm like, I don't care. Like, I am who I am. If you like me, you like me. If you don't, I'm sorry. We don't have to hang out. But if you like me, let's hang out, you know? But life is not that hard. Life cannot, it's as hard and as difficult as you make it. And I think that only thing you control is your attitude in life. So for me, I wake up happy. I wake up and try to make other people happy. And in turn, it's made my life good. But the toughest part of it has, in the difference, when you're an athlete, you're always used to sitting here and you're asking me questions. And you kind of got a little, oh, yeah, blah, 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 blah. You already almost have an automatic playback. Yeah. When you're on the other side.
Learning to listen.
You got to listen. athletes don't really listen that well. So you have to listen, and you have to be present in where you want to go with your questioning, but you also have to listen in case there's something that happened during the speech where you can get away from that or transition over to the next thing. And I think that's the hardest part, learning to listen.
Does it bring you as much pleasure as playing?
No.
No. Straight up.
No.
No.
I mean, believe me, I love what I do now. Absolutely love it. I couldn't ask for a second, third career in my life better than what I have.
But hitting
there
people.
is nothing like putting on pads, and I'm looking at some 350-pound guy, and I'm like, I'm gonna whip his ass today. And knowing that I can do it. And walking out to a stadium with 80,000 people either screaming for you or cursing you. I love when they cursed at me. It was more motivated. I want to shut you up. I can't get that at GMA. Like, I can't get that at, in front of a camera. It's just not the same, but I love it regardless.
Workplace environments are far too positive these days. That's the problem. Yeah.
Yeah, workplace environment. Don't go to Philly. That's all I'm saying. If we were doing this show in Philly and I showed up, duck.
We learned this, they will boo anything.
Man, they booed Santa Claus, okay? Who boos Santa Claus? You really don't care if you boo Santa Claus.
Oh, my God. Michael Strahan, you would have loved English football in the 1980s. You really, really would have done. Who amongst us doesn't love that joy of beating up a 350-pound person and knowing you can? Am I right?
Yes.
Let's talk about this upcoming final. Sunday, MetLife, Spain, Argentina. First time ever, European champions take on the reigning South American champions. Where will you be watching? How will you be experiencing it?
I will be at the game. I'm going to be there. It's history here. Like I've never, because I've always been working, I've never had a chance to go to a proper match. I've never been to a football professional tailgate party or game. I'm always working. So this is a chance for me to go see something that's like the Super Bowl on steroids. So I want to experience that in the flesh. So I will be at MetLife Stadium.
I want to say, one of the joys of this tournament, for me, has been seeing the melding of the American sports culture that I think we all love so much with global football culture, watching the shrines of the NFL being taken over and transformed. Jerry World in Dallas, Arrowhead. This was the Mercedes-Benz on Wednesday night after the game. Let's take a look at this. This is crazy.
Insane.
It is absolutely mesmerizing. We were in Dallas and we spent some time with Emmitt Smith, and he told us that everyone in Dallas is blown away by the noise, that they thought the Cowboys fans were just the pinnacle of sports fandom. But now they've heard, now they've seen, now they've experienced the Argentina fans.
I'll be honest, Cowboy fans haven't had anything to cheer about in about 30 years. So for them, anything loud may be a little surprising. But you know what I love, too? I love this. Like, this is absolutely amazing. But when they cut away and they'll show the country where people are up at 3 or 4 in the morning watching in the eruption when they score, when they win, I mean, how incredible is that? Gives me chills thinking about it.
That's been a really, really good idea from Fox to do that. Every time there's a halftime break, sometimes a hydration break, they will cut to Madrid or Barcelona or Berlin or wherever. Yeah. And it reminds you that everyone in the world, pretty much, is doing the same thing. We are all watching the same thing. That doesn't happen anymore. And it's a really good way of illustrating the scale of the tournament.
I mean, it is. It's like we've seen the power of this tournament to connect the world. We've seen, the Norwegian subway row. We've seen Japanese fans discovering Texas. We've seen New York City subway discovering Norwegian fans. Boston becoming the capital of Scotland. You've lived it. You've soared through sports. You brought an entire city together. What is it about sports that can do that to us in a way that's all too rare in this world, Michael?
Man, something about sports, it's kind of like once you make up your mind you're going to support something, and you get a like-minded group of people from all different kind of backgrounds, it just kind of brings you together for some strange reason. And I think that, you know, for me, I have my teams that I love. I also have a few teams that I have on the peripheral in case the teams that I love are bad. But once you're in, and you have a commonality with people that you can talk about, because you can talk about how great your team is, you can talk about how bad your team is, but you have a commonality. And I think we're just kind of like lock in. This is who you are. Your life is this, kid. You pick this, or you're from this country. This is your life. You give your life to it. You support it. And, boy, they're going to give something back to you. Doesn't always work out that way, but the hope of sports, the resilience of sports, the hard work, the joy, when they slow down a player who scores and he runs and jumps and the other guy catches him in his arms. I mean, how amazing is that, man? Sports just does that to you. It just makes you want to be better. It makes you want to strive to be the best. When you watch Messi, 39 years old, still doing it, I almost dusted off my cleats and went back to football. I was like, if that old man can do it, I can do it too.
I was going to ask you what you see when you see Messi, because this man, last World Cup, was 35. He finally won it, and everyone said, the commentator even said it at the end, we will never see him again in an Argentinian jersey. This is it. Drink it in, people. But, man, he is back at 39, arguably even better, and he's dragged this team in with this incredible magic, almost like his mentality is almost in the clutch like Michael Jordan's. He's like the goatiest goat. American athletes all see something in him that we just as fans do not. You understand it. I mean, you, 15 years, who won the Super Bowl 2007, and you said, that's it. I'm going to go out on that note.
Yeah, I was done.
How do you know? I mean, it is fascinating.
How did I know?
What he's doing is getting better and better and better.
You know, I'm always fascinated by the World Cup and by Messi. Like you said, he won at 35. And what hadn't he done at that point, you kind of figured, right? Just riding to the sunset, you're set, you're the GOAT, you're all these things. But to come back 4 years later, be in the finals again, you cannot judge what's in somebody's heart. You can't judge how badly they want something. That's why I refuse when they say this guy should retire. That guy's going to retire when he's ready. It's on him. And I always tell guys who come to me and they say, hey, I'm thinking about retiring. The one thing I tell them, especially about football, you have to remember, one day you're never going to lace up your pads. You're never going to tie those shoes. You're never going to click on a helmet. You're never going to run out of that tunnel again, and nothing will replace that. So make sure you are 100% done and that you have no regrets. And when I see a guy crying at a press conference, I almost feel like you still got something in you. I didn't cry at the press conference. I realized I was done. I gave it everything I had. And for Messi, 4 years later, to be where he is, it just shows why he is the GOAT. He just has something in him that other guys don't.
And he still seems to take so much pleasure from it. Because I was watching him in the England game, and you thought he must have played. You think about all the training sessions, all the games as a kid that we don't think about. He'll have played tens of thousands of hours of soccer. And when he gets the ball, he still looks really excited.
Yeah. Well, those guys, what I didn't know about it until later on, because I thought about playing myself, you know.
What position?
Nothing, because you don't get a rest. You go in the game, you just got to run a marathon every game. I'm not built for that.
All your siblings played football.
Yeah.
All of his siblings played soccer.
But you just running. I don't have the ball. I still got to run. No. No. I'm running with a purpose. I'm running to hit you, and it's going to be like 34 seconds, and I get a break.
You'd be a very good
out.
Argentinian centre back.
It's so intense to understand 39 years old to run out there with guys. I mean, he's going up against a guy who turned 19 a few days ago. That kid should be able to run all year, you know? But to know at 39 to be able to do that, and for all these guys game to game, especially with the weather challenges that we've had here, the hydration breaks with the heat and all this other stuff, I'm just amazed. I'm amazed by all of these guys. These are some of the best athletes we'll ever see, and I hope that guys appreciate, or people appreciate, what these guys leave out there every game.
I think you all appreciate it, don't you?
Absolutely.
I do want to ask you very quickly, what do you see when you see Lionel Messi? You were a man that hit people, big people, constantly. You're playing a big person's game. Lionel Messi is tiny, 5'6". You know, ultimately, it's not athletic. It's not in the sense that we classically define it in America. It's almost pure mental wonder. So unless it's like Barry Sanders or somebody like that, that it has that kind of ability to control his limbs in a way that no one else can, vision, scan, and then execute. When you watch him play, it is mesmerizing. What do you actually see, athlete to athlete?
You know, the amazing thing about Messi, the really great guy, great players, they make things happen even when they don't have the ball. And then when maybe he's not scoring, but what did he do the other day? He's assisting. I mean, he's putting perfect kicks, corner kicks. You couldn't kick the ball any better than that. But to always have an input or have some kind of input in the outcome of the game, even though you may not be the one who scores the goal. Maybe he's the guy that people are paying attention to, which opens it up for other guys. When I see him, I just look at a guy that I have the most respect for. If I see him in person, which I'm pretty sure I will, because he kind of hangs out in the same spot with me and Harry Kane. It's going to be pretty interesting. Maybe you have to keep him and Harry separated. But I see, it's like he walks around with a certain amount of confidence and swagger. It's not about the size of him. He's perfect for what he has to do. And probably being that size has been one of his biggest gifts, because when he's looking at other guys who are probably more physically, bigger or physically talented, made him work harder to be where he is to compete. And a lot of times the guys are so talented, they start working hard. A lot of guys kind of coast by on talent. He's never done that, even though he knows he's the best one on the pitch. And that's what has made him great. That's why he's out there. That's why he's in the finals. And that's why on Sunday we're going to have one hell of a game.
You're going there. You are going to go there. You're going to see this game. I think it will be remembered forever as the culmination of one of the greatest World Cups of the modern period. What do you expect to see? Tell us what you want to see, what's going to go down.
Well, I expect to see an Argentinian team that you're going to have to play the entire game to stop. If Spain is up, it's not over. Argentina is going to continue to go. But I also think in Spain, you see incredible defense. What they did to France, I'm like, come on, Mbappe. I mean, I love it. I love Mbappe because I just love saying his name, man. Mbappe. I can say that with a gap in my teeth. And, Mbappe. Couldn't do anything. So to look at the defense of Spain going against the relentless firepower of Argentina, I think we're going to see a tight game. I would give a prediction if you want one, but
Come on.
It's not going to be one of these high-scoring games.
What are you feeling, Michael?
I kind of feel like Spain's going to win.
By the way, Michael Strahan knows ball. Remember this. I think he's just speaking truth.
If I'm wrong, you see me in the streets, don't come beat me up, okay? I'm a fan like you. We get it wrong sometimes.
I'm going to ask you one last question, but before we let you go, I want to say some New York words to you, and I want to get your instant reaction, your gut reaction to each of them. What comes to mind when I say each of these? You ready for this?
Yeah.
New York Knicks.
Champions.
Bodega.
Bodega? I'm not going to say it. I think it's street meat, but I don't eat the street meat. Bodega, convenience.
The Meadowlands.
Swamp.
Dirty hot dog water.
Disgusting.
Dallas Cowboys.
Suck.
New York Jets.
Honestly, being in New York all the year, I feel sad. I do. When I think of the Jets, I think, sad.
That's even worse than suck, isn't it? Pity is the worst emotion.
Pity. There we go. Pity.
Lionel Messi.
Legend.
Finally, World Cup 2026.
Success.
America. Last one for you, Michael. It has been successful. It's been a World Cup of love. It's been very healing in the most beautiful way. Global football coming and experiencing America and falling in love with it. It's been like Waffle House.
You went to the Waffle House?
Everyone went.
We really struggled to get him out of the Waffle House.
Really?
Yeah. You've got a problem, Mike.
I'm like smothered and covered as I sit here. I really, really am. By the way, we were in Atlanta 2 nights ago. After the victory, the line to get in of Argentinians in Waffle House, you would legit think that the Beatles were reforming in there. It is like, it's not just the Waffle House, it's like Buc-ee's, it's In-N-Out Burger. It's been like, if you run a convenience food franchise, this has been you've won the World Cup even more than Argentina.
They're begging to have it back. I guarantee you.
This man is now thinking about taking the first Buc-ee's franchise to Europe. You will genuinely become a very rich human being. But this is joyful. World's come. Americans have fallen in love with football. It's amazing to hear you talk with such passion about this final, about these players, about what is about to go down. But it is a circus. And like any circus, it leaves town. We've lived it. We've shared so much together. We've made so many cross-generational memories. What do you hope it will leave behind as its legacy?
You know, something I think I learned growing up in Germany. First of all, I hope that everyone who traveled to this country to experience the World Cup or Mexico, wherever it may be, that they had an incredible time, first and foremost, and that they had a safe, incredible time. But growing up in Germany, one thing that I learned, which stays with me, I learned that you have to be respectful of each person and where they're from, their history, who they are, and I hope through all of this that we, as Americans, have a much better understanding of other people in their countries and how they are, and not feel like they need to be like us. We don't need to be like them. We can respect our differences, and we can still have love. Because at the end of the day, when you take the politics out of everything, we're all humans. We all have families. We all love. We all do all those things. Doesn't matter where you're from. That's just innately human. And at the end of the day, we're all human beings, and we all got love, and I hope that's what we get from this World Cup.
Michael Strahan. Beers up for Michael Strahan. New York, I have learned from this man he is a human poet on top of everything else. What can't he do? New York City, be upstanding for one of your own, the great Michael Strahan!
Men in Blazers, yeah!
Let's hear it again for Michael Strahan! Oh my God, how do you follow Michael Strahan?
Do you actually? I have no idea, Roger. I have no idea.
You follow it.
A squirrel.
You follow it with the food. Are you ready? For the European mind cannot comprehend.
European mind cannot comprehend.
Thanks, Charlie.
Yeah. Here we go. Rory, if we've learned one thing about the past 6 weeks together, it's that you love, and I say this in the nicest way, slow roasted meat.
I do enjoy a slow roasted meat. That is
We are about to go full on American Erling Haaland. We've got Katz is here. Cheer for Katz's classic pastrami! Oh my God. By the way, in Erling Haaland's hand, this looked tiny. This is actually going to be quite erotic, and I apologize. Oh my God. That was not erotic at all, was it?
Pete, well, let's not kink shame. People have different tastes. It's fine.
I think out of 10, you can, by the way, that is unbelievable. Does anybody want half of this? I knew you would, sir. It's going to you when I'm done. It's not touch my fingers. Raw, I think you're going to give that an 11 out of 10.
So I do have a slight problem with Katz's sandwiches, which is I think they are impractically large. So I've gone 8.3. But that's a good score. I'm very demanding. They're too big, man. They're too big.
No, it's America, baby. It is the single
But it is
greatest
delicious.
thing in the world. We're all going to die, Raw. Just get stuck in, baby. It's been a pleasure watching you. Enjoy all the saturated fats this great country can conjure. We're going to wrap it up in the only way we know how. All of you have sent in letters. Our mailbag is genuinely, at this part of the World Cup, is absolutely overflowing. I want to thank everybody at home watching. Keep sending them in. They lift our spirits. They bring joy. Tell us what you're feeling, what you are experiencing, what your memories have been. meninblazers@gmail.com. Hit us in the Discord. This one comes from the great Lucas Cord. Raw, do the honors, baby.
Just to be clear, I do not endorse the message in this letter. Rog and Rory, you both look like you have not slept in a month. How are you still standing upright? I'm glad you are still upright, don't get me wrong, as we've lived the World Cup through your journey. But what is the secret? Lucas, I think we looked fine.
You look amazing, by the way.
I've got a tan.
I know.
What more do you people want?
I have barely seen the sunlight in 39 days, so I don't have a tan. I think this letter's probably aimed at me, isn't it?
I think maybe I'm being roped in to make you feel better. Yeah, that might be it.
We are living in a, Lucas, if you're watching, we're living in a post-sleep reality. No sleep till MetLife. Am I right?
You can't be tired. Sorry, that was some pastrami. You can't be tired during the World Cup. What's the point? Why would you be tired during the World Cup?
I know.
The World Cup's on.
I have genuinely trained myself to live in a no-sleep reality.
Yeah.
It's delirious. It's magical. It's been some journey. We have gone from LA to New York City. So there's one way of answering it. Practically 12 cups of coffee a day, lots of water, and a healthy number of Roger Lobes after 6 o'clock.
It's not catching on, Rog.
Oh, it is. Roger Lobes!
That-
Hey! But the truth is, this has been incredible. To tell these stories, to hear your thoughts, your ideas, your insights, to have this roiling national conversation about the World Cup, about football, about life with you, Raw, but with America. I mean, it is the single most energizing experience in my life. I'd say it's been an honor, it's been a mission, and we never take a day of doing it for granted. That is it for tonight. I do want to say, if anyone is going to Fanatics Fest tomorrow, we're going to be live on stage, 2:30, with someone I really admire, the great Spike Lee. Incredible New Yorker. We're going to be talking about Arsenal. We're going to be talking about the Knicks. I mean, if I ran US soccer, I would have made sure he was at the halfway line for every game. We would have won the bloody World Cup, am I right? We also have Wemby joining us. You all behave very well there. Just testing how it's going to go when he comes on stage. God bless Wemby. Sunday, we're back at the Javits. We're going to do a match day live show, which kicks off 12:45 p.m. We're actually kicking off. This is very funny. We're kicking off with the penalty challenge from Marriott Bonvoy, so we can drive the winner immediately to the final, which I just love. But we've got an incredible array of guests. We got Vizinia, we got Method Man, we got Tiki Barber, Becky Sauerboon, Humphrey Carr, and then we're going to watch the game live on stage with Ryan Reynolds, Flo Balogun, and a whole lot more. It will be a memory-filled day. I cannot wait to live it with all of you. Rory and I will do Night Cup right after. Come and join us. At Tom from Minnesota says, let the record show Rory Smith rated an Air One smoothie higher than a Katz pastrami sandwich.
I don't want to sound like Gwyneth Paltrow, but that smoothie was amazing. It was literally fruit juice that was worth $30.
You'll be getting your down belows.
I'll do it. Rog, I'm not going to lie to you. I'll do a deal with Air One. Just for myself. It's fine.
I'm working on it, Ro. I'm working on it. Before we go, I want to thank Michael Strahan for joining us. I want to thank my World Cup wife, Rory Smith. I also want to raise a glass in toast to all of you in New York City. it's so joyous to be home. It's so joyous to be in your loving embrace. It has been a long, long, long World Cup. I'm so happy to be right back here in the greatest city in the world. And I want to thank all of our friends at Michelob ULTRA for presenting this show and raise this to them. They have grown football in America more than anybody. When you look at any decade, Anheuser-Busch has propelled the growth of this game. We're living in incredible days, and I'm so grateful to them for doing all of this and more, to this Cup of Wonders, to the memories you're all making, to this minute in time. Let's savor every second, not take one for granted. There's a couple of precious days left in this cup. Enjoy tomorrow. You will miss it when it's gone. Big, big love. This is Rod saying, courage!